Pisa Cathedral Square is an example of Romanesque architecture. There is the baptistry, the cathedral, and the famous Leaning Tower of Pisa. For our plate number 2 is the Gothic architecture. Milan Cathedral is an example of Gothic architecture. The main character or element in the Gothic architecture is the pointed arch, which can be seen in the Milan Cathedral. Our plate number 3 is about Renaissance architecture. St. Peter's Basilica is a great example of Renaissance architecture. We also have a plate where we compare the two most look-alike structures from Gothic and Renaissance architecture, which is the Notre Dame and Reims Cathedral. Next to that is the Baroque architecture. The Royal Palace of Caserta is an example of Baroque architecture. Rococo architecture, also known as the late Renaissance, has included the gold ornaments in the design. An example of this is the Charlottenburg Palisade. This is our plate for the growth of European periods. This is our plate for colonial and post-colonial period. We are tasked to draw 15 structures of famous architects from different colonial and post-colonial periods. This is our plate number 8, the neoclassical architecture. Our next plate is about American architecture. The Governor's Palace is an example of American architecture in Georgian phase. The Farnsworth House is an example of international architecture, while the Louvre Museum is an example of modern architecture. Thank you for seeing my plates and history of architecture too.